Right, welcome to Fishing Squad. Just got to North Wales after a night shift. Finished work at 6 o'clock this morning. Home, 3 hours sleep, up straight through here. It took us 6.5 hours to get here all in, but we did have a stop at Chester for a McDonald's, and we called through Bethel to call the tackle shop and Asda. But it were a crap journey basically. He was text us. If we do all that usually, we'll be here within 5 hours probably. There were an accident at A55. It were a nightmare. It always seems to be a nightmare on Fridays through the summer holidays. And M62 wasn't too good, clever either. But we're here. We've arrived. I'm just getting some stuff ready. We're going out Huss fishing tonight. Targeting Huss and Tope. We've got a strong southwest wind. It's forecast to get up to 25 mile an hour with gusts of 35. I actually thought it wouldn't get quite materialised, but it's already in progress. So plan is to be fishing for 7 o'clock. I think that's about low tide-ish. Then we're going to fish it until about midnight, which is about high tide-ish. Targeting Huss and Tope. So I'm trying some longer rigs tonight. I've bought a rig off Veals, mail order, VMO, one of Booker's rigs. It's a Tope rig. I just want to look at the dimensions of it, and it's significantly longer than what I currently use. So we might try a couple of long rigs. We're just going to fish 2 rods, mackerel, squid baits. Well, mackerel on its own, maybe with a bit of squid sort of thing. It should be good for us, I reckon. Cheers, pal. I need one of them, thank you. Coffee. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I'm quite confident of getting Huss out. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting down there, getting rods in. So without further ado, I'm going to get my stuff ready. I'll see you at the mark. Cheers. Right, I'm down. I'm going to put 2 rods out. I didn't say at the start of the video we're using frozen mackerel incidentally. I had many runs on frozen, but with these conditions we're going to get quite a swell below us. I'll show you around in a minute. So let's have a go. I'm looking on like some nautical charts. Is that nautical? Is that correct? I'm going to aim for the deeper water. There's a big drop off in the middle out here. I don't know if I'll be able to hit it. I probably won't, but I'll aim towards that. I don't think anyone will be able to hit it, to be honest with you. The lobster pots are a fair way out, so that's good. We'll have a go. I think the Huss will show 110%. I'm no doubt about that at all. I'm going to have 2 rods out. I was going to bring 3, but with the wind, it's just going to be less enjoyable. I think it'd be less enjoyable generally having 3 rods. You can cope with 2. I'm used to 2, so we'll stick with 2. But I just thought maybe having a 3rd one out. A sleeper rod with a mackerel head on or something, changing every hour or something like that. Maybe with a piece of foam on it as well to lift up off the bottom. But that'll be for another day, that. So we'll have a go, see how we get on. Fingers crossed, I'll show you around. Yeah, so this is the mark. Lobster pots, there's some ride out there on that line. That's the point. I'm fishing just to the side of the point, but I'll be casting off here, ride out here somewhere. I've chose this particular mark, this particular ledge, because it's nice and flat, and we are getting a little bit of shelter. Even though this mark faces east, it does catch that southwest wind a little bit. Not enough to bring it into the rocks, but it just brings the swell down the side. And I've always done well when there's been a bit of a blow on off here, especially going into darkness. So, but when you're night fishing as well, it's always nice just to have a little bit of a cubby hole into it, you know, feel nice and safe in there. You don't feel as exposed to the elements, especially if it's windy. So I'll be sat in here chilling out for a large portion of the session. I'll do my beer review in there. I've got going to do a Budweiser review. Might do that as a bit of a regular thing. I'm not going to get smashed down here like that. I've got 2 cans. It's for a bit of chill out fluid, like I said, on a night shift. I would never promote drinking while you're fishing necessarily. It's quite highly dangerous, really, to think about it. But it's I'm not going to get like smashed or anything like that. Like I said, I've got plenty of food down with me as well, so shouldn't be any issues really. So let's chat, let's get tackled up. We'll get 2 rods out and then I'll do a bit of a beer review. So I'm just tackling the first rod up. I'm going to use the rig from Veals, Bookie's rig. So it's a lot longer than what I'd normally use. Make sure you put your rubbish in the bin, in your bag. It's 250 centimetres in complete length. It's got a decent sized rig body. And obviously a really decent sized snood as well. So we're going to give this a go. For a change. What I've found since I've switched to fixed spools, I know it's probably something that everybody that can cast a bit will laugh at me, but leaving a longer drop, between your rod tip and your lead, does really help with casting. So there's going to be quite a long drop with this. It's a long rig. All I've found though, a lot of the time, my rigs are really short for tow. Fairly short, should I say, not really short. Just simple pulleys usually. But miss that knot. Right. Mine are fairly short, and I've always done all right. But I've looked around. I've noticed some people use long ones. So I'm going to experiment adding a bit of length into my rigs. See if it makes a difference. Sort of thing. I'm not going to completely fully change to longer rigs, but I will give them a go. Getting a bit of swell now coming in. Like I think the wind picked up around just before low tide, about 2 hours before low. So obviously now as it's coming in, it's picking up a bit. I found also shorter rigs are better for loss off these marks. I don't know if it's the case everywhere else. So it's a 15-inch wire bite end to a swivel, and there's that extra bit of mono, probably 3 foot, 2.5 foot, 3 foot. I'd say it's 3 foot, and then there's 4.5 foot rig body or something like that. So we have a nice splashdown. So we'll see how we get on. I like these little hooks, the catfish hooks. There's a back hook, very, very neat them, and it's got a BMX as a bottom hook. We'll see how we get on. We'll give it a go. Might lose it on first chuck. It's quite mixed ground off here. Generally, you do get your gear back, but we'll see how we get on in it. Yeah. So we'll get this fired out. Get the other one baited up. I'm going to put a shorter rig on the other one of mine. We'll just give it a go. Right, the next rig is one of my rigs. It's a 15-inch long bite end with 2 6/0 shortnesses. I've turned the eye down on the back eye, on the back one, sorry, to form a pennel eye, if you like, on the hook to make it a pennel hook. Then I've got 200-pound rig body with about 4 foot. Quite a short rig, but I've had a lot of taupe on this, so I'm quite confident in it, and it definitely works for Huss. It's like a 4 foot body and a 1.5 ish snood. It works. Casts well. First cast out with that long rig, it casts a bit better than a short rig. It does. So, lesson learned. Fishing's all about an education. I've got answers to catch enough fish to be happy, but sometimes perfecting a few extra bits, it might work better. I don't know. We'll see. It might not do anything. It might just be a case of when the fish are there and feeding, you'll get them, and it's simple as that. So, anyway, we'll get this baited up. Got the other half of mackerel to go on it, and see how we get on. Fingers crossed, boy. Right, I've got both rods in. Both rigs cast really well, to be fair. But if you're using a longer rig, helps with maybe not getting a taupe wrapped around your main line and stuff. That's sound, because someone has put a comment in about the extra bit of line you use for your snood. Because I've never had a problem with taupe tangling around my main line. What purpose does it form? Is it just to keep it like gated off so you get a longer snood, if you like, or is it to keep it away from your main line? That's the question. Right, now I'm going to start doing a few reviews of certain stuff. At the minute, we'll go through a phase of beer. This one, it's a can of Budweiser. King of Beers is a slogan. You can leave that up to yourself to decide if it is. Generally, I think it's associated with an American beer, but it's actually brewed in Belgium. I think a few beers are brewed in Belgium. It's 4.5%. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it used to be 5%, did it? Possibly. It's a 568ml can. So we'll crack it open and we'll see what she tastes like. Obviously, I've had Budweiser before, but we'll give you the review of a working class Yorkshire lad or man, wannabe YouTuber, taupe fisherman, etc. First off, my experience of Budweiser is out of the bottles, it can be quite easy to drink. So I think a lot of the bottles are 330ml. So you can just cane them. You get 24 bottles or whatever, they're gone in a night session if you like. Not fishing session, but like at barbecue or whatever. But yeah, it's got a nice bit of fizz to it. I always just feel it's missing something. It just tastes really hopsy. It's not as sweet as like a Foster's, probably not quite as bitter as a Carling, but I just feel it tastes a bit watery, hopsy wise. It's a nice beer though, don't get me wrong, it's quite palatable and all that. But it doesn't have the body of like, you know, the beer I did in the last one, like that Faxer. It doesn't have that bit that just that nice aftertaste, you know, that nice smooth aftertaste. It does have like I say, it's got a hopsy taste to it, or barley taste, or whatever you want to call it, and it's just not as smooth. But it's a nice beer. It's good. I like having it at barbecues and stuff, you know, out of bottles. So yeah, if anyone wants me to review anything or buy any beer to review, within reason, obviously, I'm not going to start. If I'm out fishing, I'm not going to start drinking 10% lager. I'm quite happy to do that as well. Just thought I'd make the video a bit more interesting. Obviously, I think lager out of fridge on a nice cold day like this would be, on a nice warm day out, nice and cold bottles of Budweiser is really nice, like at a barbecue. They're easy to drink, and it's quite. I think it's quite. To be honest with you, it tastes quite hopsy or barley or whatever you want to call it, but I reckon it's quite watery as well. The actual taste is fairly watery. When you get like a hopsy barley type aftertaste. But the sound, I like them nice and cold. Not my favourite beer, but it'll do for a bit of a review. So back to the fishing. Yeah, so the fishing. First bait's out, waiting for a bite. I'm going to leave them out a little bit longer than I normally would because the bait's still a bit frozen. What I'd suggest, whether you're fishing for taupe, Huss, congers, whatever, get them baits changed every 20 to 30 minutes. I forgot to say as well in this video so far, the last session I actually had a run, and I was fishing with a really tight inline circle, 2 centimetre gap between the shank and the point. And I worked so hard that session, firing baits out constantly, building the scent up in the water. And the last knock into the session, had a really dainty bite. It peeled a little bit of line. I thought it'd be a Huss. I actually caught a Huss in the same session. Excuse me. And I had a really dainty bite. Peeled a bit of line off, and then I waited. It peeled a bit more off. So I thought I'll just pick the rod up, you know, because when a Huss attacks your bait, I think it does like that with it basically. It shakes its head. And I thought it'd be one of them. Anyway, as I've picked it up, it's just hooped over and the reel's on fire. So I thought, right, I know that's an inline circle. I know it's quite a tight circle. I'll let it run a bit. I just thought, right, I'll tighten, drag up. I'll just gently lift. And you know what? I lifted at nothing. And I did let it run a little bit. So from now on, the only dongle rigs with inline circles on, or the only dongle rigs I will use, will be the 10 Okie circle because it's got a really wide gape on it. I'm not sure if that's the reason why I lost it or not. I ain't got a clue. We're really tentative bite until it picked the bait up and then tore off of it. But I've had a lot of success with the 10 Okie circles, inline circles from chimp rigs. And then anything else dongle wise. I say dongle, someone corrects me quite often, and you're quite right to do that. I don't really fish with a dongle rig. It's a piece of line or wire attached to your hook that is known as a dongle kind of, but technically it's not a dongle. It's just a means of clipping down a thick hook. So I'll use a Coxswain Roll meat hook, J hook, an 8-0, both 8-0s, an 8-0 Shaughnessy, and then either a 10-0 Kyoki Circle. They'll be what I use for dongles from now on. Using if I'm using singles, and then at the moment I was thinking of some hooks to use for the panels because I'm not happy with some of these fine wire hooks. I've had them bend out and stuff, I've had them snap. The ones that are all marketed for taupe, and it's up to your personal preference. When I'm fishing on my own, I need to be 100%. I'm trying to eliminate reasons for losing fish, and some of them hooks are reasons when I'm fishing solo. If I can't always net the fish, if I have to go down and maybe lift the rig a bit in a swell, the reasons for losing fish. So I'm going to use 2 600 Shaughnessy's on the panels from now on. They're a bit sharper than the 8-0s, and because there's 2 of them, it'll get hooked on both or one or the other. So yeah, I'm just simplifying it a bit basically. And obviously we're trying a rig out from Veals, Bucky's rigs. Quite like the catfish hook on that, to be fair. Obviously I think your BMX is just for really just slotting into the bait hook. I think we're getting a bite actually on left hand rod here. Not sure. We'll see. Yeah, filming might be a bit primitive now. I've had a bit of a flurry at the start of this video because I could do. The wind's quite fresh. It's going to be difficult to film anything like going down to water's edge and stuff. I've shown you a couple of rigs. So yeah, I'm going to drink this beer, change one of the baits, and see what happens basically. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. When I'm on my own, it is quite hard sometimes on some marks. This is quite awkward. I don't bring my camera tripod down. It's all over the place and jagged. I want content for my channel. Well, that's why I'm doing a video with a beer reviewing it again. And obviously, I want fish for my channel. I'm not going to probably be able to show you me landing them and stuff. If I get them up rock down there, or net it, have camera in one hand, net it other, I will do. But if I can't, I won't. Don't think I'm trying to hide anything from anyone or anything like that. I've kept quiet about that taupe run I had. I don't want people. I'm not here to feed information to people if they fish the same marks as me. One thing I will do, if people entertain me, I'll entertain them 110%. I'm not here to feed bits of info to people. I think it's annoyed a lot of people on Anglesey, this type of thing as well. You think you're doing good by broadcasting stuff, and sometimes you kick you sending balls basically. So yeah, it sounds a bit like big-headed, but it's not, because I don't get a lot of taupe. I've caught plenty of taupe, but I don't get a lot. Or should I say I've caught enough taupe for my sort of self-esteem, ego, if you like. I'm just out for a good time when I'm fishing. I'm happy if I get Huss tonight. I'll be delighted if we get a taupe. Happy to get some congers, and yeah, that's it. I'm at that point in my life, I think, where I'm just happy fishing, being out of the house. And obviously you can see from my channel that since I've been doing the YouTube channel, I just love it. Love the YouTube. I love the fishing. I like sharing it with people and stuff. But I put a lot of work in, a lot of time in. I just want other people to do the same. If they're fishing the same spots as me, do the same. It's nothing personal. It sounds a bit. I think it sounds a bit shitty, really, what I'm saying, but it's not meant to come across like that. Anyway, right, let's get on with this session. Hopefully, in the next bit of this video, we'll have some fish to show you. I'm going to rebait that long rig in a minute. I'll show you some bait ups and stuff if I get a chance to. First fish of the session. Doggy. Not a bad doggy. It's the only problem with that J hook on bottom, isn't it? Oh well, get him up, get him put back. So we've had a dogfish so far. We might be getting a few doggy bites as well at the moment. It's difficult to tell because we've got a little bit of a side wind coming over. I've just gone in my bag to check what food Nick got me from Asda. You know what? I was stood there thinking, I wonder what pasta she's got me. And the one flavour I was hoping she'd got, chicken tikka. Get on. Anyone thinks you were married to me, wouldn't they? Get in. They're going to go down with a storm now. Cheers, Nick. Love you. Squid Mackie cocktail. Get it fired out. Right, well, it's been quite a quiet start so far. We've got a bit of a swell kicking up now. The wind is due to ease by a couple of miles per hour to about 23, so it's not going to be too much of a kick up. Well, naturally, with a bit of wind behind the tide as it comes in, we are getting a bit of white water in the margin, if you like, or in edge. Not much has happened. Other than that dogfish, I've rebaited rods a couple of times since. And, we're just waiting. I think we might just need tide to pick up a little bit. I'm getting a bit of my left-hand rod. It's sort of cut across the wind on a diagonal. So the wind's blown from this side and the line's gone that way at 45-degree angle left. The wind's coming from the right. I don't know. It seems to be peeling some line off. I don't know if there's a fish or if it's just because of the angle of the line to the wind. I don't know. I'm gonna have a look at that anyway, see if there's something on it. We're a dogfish. Get him up, get him put back. Right, well, we're just getting towards that shade of light that I like for tow. It must be about 9:30 at the moment. Not a lot's happened. I've had 2 dogfish. Not many bites up to press. I'm going to give it till about 11:30 if I haven't caught anything. So that's about high tide. I still think we've got a chance of some Huss, but confidence is taking a bit of a battering. I've got the baits going out. I'm happy with everything. Everything's that's about right rod. It's difficult to detect bites with this side wind. Yeah, I'm happy with everything. Fishing to the maximum. Everything's consistent, other than the wriggle lengths. But it's all consistently. The baits are consistent. I'm changing baits regular. You know, I haven't pre-baited any rigs tonight. I don't see a point. Well, I wanted a less stressful session, truthfully, with the conditions and stuff. So I'm just in my little cubby hole as it's starting to get dark. Watching rods, so yeah, that rod's doing some random stuff. I don't know if it's just the side wind or what. Yeah, we've got a chance. Definitely, still got a chance. 10%. It's just wanting one of these reels to spring into life. At the moment, it's a slow burner. So hopefully something will happen. At least get a Huss out, innit? We're going to have a good go on Sunday for this, for Taupe again. We're going to have a chill out day with kids tomorrow. Might do some mackerel bashing if we can find somewhere where we can get a set of feathers and a lure in or whatever. Some of the shallow venues have been done by a dogfish as well. Some of the shallow venues might be a bit weedy or whatever, but we'll see. We'll have a go. It's a slow burner so far. I expected more action and quickly, I've had a fish on each rig, so as far as dogfish go, we haven't learned anything. Proper did me as well. That was schoolboy right that. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I were hoping that it had kicked off. I really wanted a level of confidence about me tonight. I think when you don't fishing for a while, you haven't been for 2 weeks, you just get once full of to a degree false hope sometimes, especially when my last session ended with a taupe run, so struggling on the topies at the moment. Like I say, really relaxed, nice and chilled out. Confident that we'll get some more soon or at some point. Just want one of these reels just to scream off. It's happened not on this mark. I had a run on this mark before. I'm fishing down here due to the weather conditions. You just want one just to come to life. Come on. It's a mark with a lot of potential, this though. I'm really happy with it. I fished this mark for 3 years, other than a fishing trip that I had on here when I was 15 years old, which was 18 years ago. Sorry, it's longer than that. It's actually 22 years ago. So yeah, 23 years ago. In fact, I think it's longer than that because I'm 39. 15 or 39, that's how long ago it was. Yeah, it's a good backup mark. Another mark for some fishables due to the southwest winds. There's a lot of big fish off here in that time. All decent fish, plenty of double figure rows. So, stick at it and see what happens, innit? You know, I'm chilled out, like I say, I'm super relaxed. Just want something to come to life. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll cross everything. Legs, fingers, toes, the lot. Come on. Right, fish number 3. So, Strappy the conger. I think that'll be the end of the long rig with that bite end on it. It's swallowed the lot down. It's only a small conger. I'm going to struggle to get the hooks out of that, I reckon. Didn't give a bite. Try our best to get the hooks out of it, obviously, but I think we're going to struggle without killing it, so I think we'll snip it off. Might get the catfish hook out. I'll tie one of my bite ends up that I've been making on this rig. We'll reuse it. That's the long rig done for tonight, I'm afraid. So we'll get him a hook. So we'll try and get him a hook and get him put back. Right, yeah, I had to sacrifice some hooks, unfortunately. This is the other thing, right? Think about it logically. Short rig will be quite sensitive when you get a bite. A long rig probably won't be. But we're not here to catch congers. This is a rig for tow. And unfortunately, Mr. Conger's had his wicked way with my hooks. I could filter that out, make out as though I've got the hooks out. Everybody knows what congers are like. Even on a short rig, they don't register a bite truthfully. It's a decent sized fish. So, what I'm going to do is for Sunday, I'm going to put a new biting on that. We'll go again with them dimensions, basically. I've got some 15-inch bite ends tied up. It's done me 2 fish that rig. So, hopefully, we'll fish a deeper mark on Sunday and have a bit of luck. Coming up to the last stage of this session, basically. It's not been as long a session as I'd like. I'm amazed Huss hasn't turned up. Truthfully, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. But still could do yet. I'm going to get some guy at the top of the tide, I think. If you don't get him up to the top of the tide, you're not going to get him basically up here. That window, the flood basically is the time to fish from here. Shame like, but I thought we'd have done alright. We've had squid, we've had mackerel, cocktails going out, we've had play mackerel at times. Just about sea still, just about. Won't be able to walk off here without a torch, but you can still see the outline of the headlands and stuff behind me. And yeah, what we'll probably do is still have one bait up on one rod and tackle the other rod down. About that. About gone 10 o'clock now. It's not been a great session. We've got a beer review in there. Like I say, I'm off the night shift basically for 3 hours sleep. Can't wait to get back up to the bungalow, to be fair. But I want to stick it out a little bit longer just to try and get close. They use the show on here. Between me and Jay, when we fish here, we don't very often blank for it. It's been superb. It really has been superb. Like anymore. We know the fish are here. I'll pass by here quite regularly. Probably plus or half a dozen blacksmiths on here now. In a few waves as the sides come up to the top of it. It's a nice one, actually. I don't think it's going to be too dangerous to us because, like I say, that peak in the wind's a bit past the peak in the wind, bit of a blow we had. So, we'll see if the wind's like else. Every fish I've had so far only registered the bite, so that's because of the side wind not being very big. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Keep at it for the next hour, and then we'll knock it on head, I think. Right, we've got one. Nice male Huss. Not the biggest, but got some really dark colours on him. He's wrapped him everything. I'm going to get him unhooked, get a couple of pictures of him and put him back. Right, well, I think that's a good point in this video, getting one of the targets for tonight. I haven't had a token, I feel like to say yet. I will get one eventually. It's just nice when you do a video. You know, when you chat a load of crap, that something happens that you think will happen, you know what will happen. This mark, honestly, it's like fishing a carp lake for the Huss. I had anything too big. I had my PB off here, don't get me wrong. I think there's some bigger ones out there. I'm surprised I had something really decent. But I'm guessing it's just down to the environment that they're living into, you know, what's available for them to eat, how quick we can eat, how quick we can grow, if you like. I think it's quite sporadic in winter. You know, I've had them sick up dogfish egg purses and stuff in winter. Maybe that's why they're all around this sort of stamp. I'm sure people have had better fish. I've seen my dad have a 13-pounder. I know people have had bigger ones. But so definitely a honey hole for the Huss this mark. I'm glad one showed as well. Not the biggest, it was nice, feisty male though. That I'm happy with that one. It was big on the pictures, bigger than it actually was. It was a decent fish. Don't get me wrong, you know, good stamp. Yeah, so I ended up putting. I don't know if I mentioned in the video. I was going to reel one rod in at one point. I ended up casting it back out again. The one I went to reel in to tackle down had the fish on. A bit awkward to land with swell that I've got below me as well. Coming up to about high tide now. I'm going to call it. It's nearly 11 o'clock. I'm going to widen the first rod out that I cast for the two. Leave this one out, the other one out for a little bit longer. But I'm happy. I'm absolutely delighted. You know, you can chat knackers. You can do a beer review in a video. There's nothing planned in my videos at all. I hope you can see that. It's not scripted. It's not like we go, oh, I'm not filmed today because we didn't catch anything right. It is what it is. I'm delighted because I hope it looks like a decent video. I've really enjoyed it because I've done the beer review. We've had a couple of fish out. I've had one of the targets. I'm happy. And the other thing that I'm happy about is them 2600 Shaughnesses up that Huss, absolutely lovely. And it was never going to come off. I'll drop below me here, and I won't going down because there's waves smashing in. It's like a wall. I'm on top of it. It's like a wall down to another ledge. And I had it down here. I put my rod down, lifted the leader up, and it was never ever going to come off. It wrapped in my rig as well, so I had no chance. It was just lovely hooked. Both little 6.0s each side of its jaw. Easy to hook. Gets in. So what we're going to do, I'm going to reel this rod in upright. I'm getting some interest on the rod on my left, but I don't know if it's tiger or that's all upright actually. I think there might be a bit of tiger up. But I could probably fish for another couple of hours, but I don't want to ruin tomorrow for kids. You know what I mean? I think I've got a bit of moisture there. I could fish for another 2 hours. You know, if I were down here, I didn't have anything planned for tomorrow. I haven't been up most day after a night shift, if you like. I'd go back up. I'd go back up at 4 in the morning or whatever. But as it is, oh, we're getting a bite actually. Wait there, that's the first bite that's registered on my rod all night. That looked like a Huss bite as well. Yeah, I think we've got a Huss on, guys. Feels like, yeah, it's doing that with Ed. You might end up staying a bit longer if this disconnects. Right, I'll put you back on when I've reeled it in. There's no point in leaving camera running. It actually connected to nothing then, and it felt like there were fish on because there were loads of kelp right around my gripper and stuff. I don't know if the fish has been on it or what. It doesn't look like it to me. Well, it might have been. Someone's had a chew on it. It might have been a doggy, but I was surprised because it did strip some line off. It did feel like there were fish on. Yeah, we'll give it a bit longer with one rod. Get this rod tackled now. And we'll get off, I think. It's been a good session. should I say it's been an enjoyable session. It's enjoyable. It's pretty good, isn't it? I should say. I don't know everybody what you make of this video. It'd be interested to see your thoughts. Please do put some comments on. I'm a bit short on comments and stuff, not for any other reason, just to make a bit of a chat. You know, I do things. It's not gospel from me. You know, I'm not gospel. I'm not the answer to the fishing world or anything like that, or to this style of fishing. I just develop things to suit myself, really. But that doesn't mean it's right. It's certainly not wrong. But I'd just be curious as to know what other people's opinions are on stuff. These bite ends I've made up off some wire I got off eBay. They're absolutely lovely. The wire's really, it's 49 strand. It's a bit like Lolliton, that Lolliton stuff with some coated. It's that tight. I don't think there's no, you know, like the AFW 175 is a bit spiky on your fingers and stuff like that. This end is quite smooth. I think it's quite good stuff, and it's sung out in the tide really well, straight, no kinks, fantastic stuff. I need a proper test on it, like. But yeah, I'm happy. Like I say, I've gone on a bit now. I think we've nailed everything. I'll do close down when I get back up, like. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Something else happens, obviously, I'll be back. But I'll probably do close down when I get back up. There might be another beer review in this. I'm in a good mood. See you in a bit. Alright, so I'm back. Not a bad end to the session there with that Huss. Ain't going to be another beer review. I am having a can of Guinness, but we'll save that one for another video. Just put some comments in about reviews on beer and whatever else you'd like me to review, food or beverage wise. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. It can be some of the zero beers or soft drinks or spicy food or something that I could take fishing with me. Anything like that, that'd be sound. Just trying to run through some ideas just to make it a bit more entertaining. But I think this video is probably from myself, who's obviously put the video together. It ticked all the boxes really. I think it all went to plan in terms of getting one of the target species. I'm after a taupe, you know I am, but like I say, I'm nice and chilled out. I'll just take whatever comes along. Them O'Shaughnessy panels, 6 O'Shaughnessy panels, won't be losing beneficial on them, I can tell you that now. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Drop some comments though, like I say, about rig lengths, stuff I could review in my videos that you'd like to see me review. I can do some tackle, whatever. I'm happy to buy a random beer, or you know, just if you think there's one I should try, I can give you my thoughts on it. I've got quite a palate for the old ale, as you can tell. I know some people might take it, look at it as a dim view, maybe in some situations, but I don't feel I need to explain that. It is what it is. But other than that, it was difficult conditions today. I thought we would have had a couple more Huss out than we did, but I'm happy, relatively happy. I think we fished for 4 hours in the end. Good, actually probably 4 hour session. It's actually a better session than I'm giving myself credit for there. But yeah, over and out for this one. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already done so, or at least consider it. And other than that, keep safe. Tight lines. Should be another video out Monday. Enjoy. Cheers. Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you very much. See you later.